Becoming popular is a curse. Remember Mesmerizer? That one song that took over the internet back in 2024? Gosh, it's been 2 years since it was unleashed on the humanity. And looking back, there is still one thing that got me thinking. Whatever happened to the guy who made it? Meet Satsuki. He was an obscure EDM Vocaloid producer who, thanks to Mesmerizer's success, gave him the unique opportunity to explore the feeling of the curse of the one-hit wonder, and how he might have beaten it. But first, we need to learn a bit of history. Satsuki's first song was uploaded in May 2019 with Nirvana, a rather average vocal rock song. Honestly, the song is very reminiscent of his inspirations, but we'll talk about that later. Between 2019 and 2024, he would sporadically upload his music to a small but loyal audience who enjoyed his strange style. The best way that I can sum it up is experimental yet chaotic. You've got songs like Terminal Care that follows Kafu lamenting the pain she felt while working in a hospice center. And you've got songs like Enigma that follows V-Flower stuck in between two nuns. If you ask me, this song is about the nuns begging V-Flower to stop gooning. Satsuki's early discography is quite nice. It's just, they feel rather bland in the grand scheme of the Vocaloid world. Getting one's art noticed in a crowded field is quite difficult. So, if one's goal is to put yourself out there, you need to take every opportunity that presents itself. That's when we arrive at the nuclear wasteland that is Project Sekai.
The fuck?
It's a popular rhythm game featuring the Vocaloid idiots that is known for its community that enjoys finding new songs to yap about. The people at top encourage this as they commission songs exclusively for the game and even host contests. The game hosts a contest series called Pro Seka Next, which gives producers an opportunity for their songs to appear in the massive rhythm game, alongside a 50,000 yen Amazon card. Many artists, big and small, would introduce their vision of the prompt to a wide audience, and shockingly, for a summer 2023 prompt, songs that can get you excited, Satsuki would actually win with Circus Panic. I'm not gonna lie, I love how bouncy the song feels. It makes me feel like I'm going on an adventure inside of a circus, trying to keep myself sane in a world that wants to turn you into abstract art. Too soon? Circus Panic has reached millions of listeners, and it stands out in Satsuki's early discography, though admittedly, it only came to be thanks to Project Sekai, aka my nemesis. A harsh reality that artists will learn is that not all works will appeal to everyone. Everyone has different tastes in everything. It makes life unique. However, Satsuki's style is quite niche in the grand scheme of things. Well, it's almost like people want to actually keep their vision instead of becoming Hitori from Bocchi the Rock. It seemed like destiny that Satsuki was to remain in obscurity with weird EDM Vocaloid fanboys. But in April 2024, Satsuki and a friend would experiment with appealing to a wide crowd again. But little did they know that they would make history. Yeah, it's the elephant in the room. I've already made videos on both of these songs a while back, but super duper TLDR, Mesmerizer was a surprise hit for Satsuki due to the cartoonishly deceptive art style animated by Channel Cast Station. He and Satsuki threw in little secrets for the fans to build the universe that Miku and Teto existed in. Throughout the summer of 2024, Mesmerizer's view count would increase exponentially, and thus the careers of Satsuki and Channel. For better or for worse? Ooh. At least in Satsuki's case, we would get the answer with a highly anticipated follow-up in Obsolete Meat. It follows Miku and Teto as chefs serving up food to an ambivalent and menacing customer. The customer was not satisfied with what Miku and Teto did, and ultimately, the two succumbed to overwork. Obviously, the song is supposed to represent Satsuki's worry of never being able to appeal to his newfound audience, or even simply reach a fraction of the success that he once found in Mesmerizer. That is the curse of the one-hit wonder. It's a fascinating phenomenon because it reflects a harsh but humbling reality of making music. You can be the most talented artist in the freaking universe, but if you don't know how to appeal to others, you might as well just not exist. Many one-hit wonders came about by being in the right place at the right time, getting lucky with exposure from an already popular IP, or just by freak accident. Mesmerizer is a bit odd since I feel it best reflects a fourth category: freak experimentation. Satsuki's music philosophy of mixing random things together paid off, since the ingredients for the song's popularity appealed to a wide audience. Bro, people in 2012 were doing the Gundam style dance, and kids in 2024 were dancing to Teto's zesty SOS poses. You would imagine that a one-hit wonder would have cracked the code to popularity, but for many artists, figuring out why their own music blew up is like trying to solve algebra equations with Alzheimer's. Many will fall into obscurity trying to relive that 15 minutes of fame, and others won't even attempt the game in fear of embarrassing themselves. But I genuinely believe that Satsuki knew precisely why his song blew up. He would play along with the Mesmerizer mystery via the community posts, but as the number of views grew, the realization set in and became too much for the guy. 100 million is an unthinkable number, hands down. When you keep all of that in mind when listening to Obsolete Meat, the song becomes that much deeper. Ironically, it became his second most viewed video on his channel, but the curse was about to claim its next victim, but Satsuki looked it straight in the eyes and did something unusual. Now, what came next? If you ask me, I believe Satsuki's way of handling his newfound fame was quite interesting, since it helped blossom his music-making spirit, especially after Mesmerizer. The first of which was just doing what he has always done: make music. It feels like Satsuki's style has calmed down a bit on the seizure core front. Songs that I recommend are The Frost Skies, Liminal Space, and even the Night of Nights remix? Because no matter what I do, Toho Project is always in the background, isn't it? But my favorite of his new content comes from Ghost Experience. It follows Teto as a ghost, haunting the surroundings of Saporo Station in Hokkaido. With lyrics that follow Teto disappearing into the world and being ignored by all of her surroundings. It honestly felt like the song was about loneliness, or maybe depression? I don't know. I just love the animation of Ghost Teto dancing around. Personally, I feel Satsuki's biggest strength comes from his instrumentals. It's ripe for those anime convention after parties where people stink it up and lick a Miku cosplayer's feet, which, yes, that actually happened. It makes sense given EDM is Satsuki's bread and butter, but after Mesmerizer and Circus Panic, I feel like Satsuki had a feeling that collabing with other big names in the community would be a rather fun challenge, and be good for business too. The second point comes from his future collabs, some of which are rather high profile. Special Relief Committee featured the animation talent of Atanafume, who ironically made the Mesmerizer video game. Creature features Daibaku Hashin of Project Sekai fame, alongside Yoshida Yase, whom you may recognize from his song Override. But the song that I want to focus on is Facade Question. It follows Miku and Teto in Abraham Lincoln cosplays on a Japanese game show with the goal to spot the difference between various Pokemon.
Think fast, Chuckle Nuts!
You stupid. Miku and Teto fought each other in the Quiz Bowl, and in the end, the winner was declared to be my girl Teto. What happened to Miku though? The song was likely commissioned for Project Voltage, a collab and concert series between Vocaloid and the Pokemon Company. Yeah, Teto hanging out with Mimikyu is kind of canon in Pokemon lore. It's honestly amazing to think that Satsuki went from being some idiot making crazy core songs in his bedroom to collabing with the big boys in the Vocaloid world, thus making his discography a rather exciting one. At the time of writing the script, all 37 of Satsuki's songs with music videos have a combined view count of 251 million views. And Mesmerizer has about 208 million of them. 3/4 of anyone who has ever given Satsuki a listen was on Mesmerizer alone. Mesmerizer outshines everything else by a landslide in terms of cultural impact and viewership. But does it really matter? Being considered a one-hit wonder is like a slur in the music world, but giving the label to someone only tells half the story. Mainstream music is 50% luck, 45% nepo baby money, and 5% talent. Us regular people have better chances of getting struck by lightning in a Tesla and causing a forest fire than making a viral song from scratch. The one-hit wonder is such a sincere phenomenon, as the actions that happen after a release can reveal the truest intentions of an artist. Satsuki could have just farmed Mesmerizer sequels and faded into obscurity. Thankfully, someone else did that for him. Instead, he showed everyone what true success looks like. True success cannot be measured in vanities like view counts or 50,000 yen Amazon gift cards, but rather by the magic your legacy leaves behind. Satsuki's main inspiration for making music came from Toma, a Vocaloid rock producer who was most prominent in the early 2010s. His songs are... Cowabunga, dude, you can almost taste the Satsuki within it. Toma would retire from Vocaloid music in 2015, but his style of heavy rock and surreal visuals still appeal to many people who await his return, like he's the Vocaloid messiah or something. Young Satsuki felt the spark of creativity and began his own little journey of figuring out his craft, and in the end, I think he made Papa Toma proud. Even though they're not as popular, he's still getting attention on his newer songs, and is slowly making appearances at official concerts alongside the big boys in the Vocaloid community. Satsuki may never make anything as impactful as Mesmerizer again, And I think he is completely fine with that. Also, please stream Ghost Experience, it is such a great song. Ooh, yeah, dance, white girl, dance!
Oh!